Hey guys, welcome to another Theros draft. Oh my goodness, what do I see here in the top right corner of my draft queue? It is none other than Schlocknock. Woohoo! Yeah, Mike and I are drafting in the same pod together, so hopefully, I think he's recording as well, mayhaps, which would be super sweet, so that we can get you a double video on the site. But enough of Mike. Let's hide that. Let's open this. We're gonna slam Hero's Downfall. How much is that guy worth actually these days? I have no idea. You're gonna watch while I do this, even though normally I like to pause. But there wasn't a whole lot that I wanted to analyze in that pack anyway. So Hero's Downfall. Nah. Looks like 4 tickets basically you can get it for. But it's also just a really sweet removal spell in a format that doesn't have a lot of sweet removal spells. Centaur Battlemaster is fine, but it's not what I want to be doing in the deck. I think my next pick would be Hopeful Eidolon or Voyage's End. I'm more partial to blue, so I take the Voyage's End over the Hopeful Eidolon because I kind of like to stay away from white. But here's Downfall. I love being black, and I love me removal. Nemesis of Mortals being the best card here I might grab, but I'm going to stick to black with Sip of Hemlock. I just think that guy is that much better. Fnatic Mogus I think is fun in an all-red deck, but red's kind of weak. And then besides that, there's just a Divine Verdict, which again, I already told you. I mean, red and white I try to avoid. I think Nemesis is better than Sip, mind you. But I'm cool with just sticking to one color and then seeing what another color is that opens. And Artisan of Forms doesn't really do anything. But black-green is a wonderful color combination. Ooh, so we're definitely going green here now, which is probably risky, but I have to take another color, and these are just awesome cards. I could take the Mender because I'm already black, so green-black would be fine, but actually I think the Emissary and the Asp are better. I think Asp is better than Emissary, in fact, totality-wise, and I'm expecting not to see a whole lot of green now that 3 packs that were passed. Well, I guess Voyage's End was better than the Centaur Battlemaster in the first pack, but still, having passed the Nemesis and then these decent green cards means someone's moving into green if they aren't already to the left of me. But I might just have to cut them the heck out. But this is fine to be kind of like base black with some green on the splash. Divine Verdict is the best card here. Stoneshock Giant's good well. I'm still just going to take Blood Toll Harpy to stay base black. Such powerful double black spells mean I need to kind of prioritize black. And I don't think these cards are strong enough that I want to move away from that. Fairies Band Centaurs is playable, but I mean, who cares? It's a 5-drop. I have an SC and Asp, so let's take the Harpy. Now there's a little bit of a choice here. Black is completely dried after that Sip of Hemlock. I could take Agent of Horizons, which is kind of the second best card in the pack. Coordinated Assault being the better card, but I don't want to go there yet. I would probably take Traveler's Amulet over moving into another color with like the Alciad, which is also very good, or Coordinated Assault, or the Portent. But Agent of Horizons would be playable, as would Traveler's Amulet. And I do want to cut green since I passed so much green in hopes that I end up being the green player. Wow, this is a late Hopeful Eidolon. Can I do anything with a Hopeful Eidolon? Not really. My colors do not combo well with it. My option here is take the Boon of Erebos, which is lame, Vacation, which is lame. Yeah, the cards in my color are lame. I know I wanted to start cutting some green, but the Dragon Mantle and Hopeful Eidolon are just that much better. So I am going to take Hopeful Eidolon here. I could just be wasting a pick, because I don't know if I'm actually going to end up anywhere near plain white. I'll take Unknown Shores now. We'll take Stoneshock Giant, only because I don't think I care about Unknown Shores. And Stoneshock Giant is powerful. And at this point, we're looking to kind of move away from some of our early picks here. Very worried though, super worried, because I haven't seen any good black. It's really what I wanted. We saw the good green, but we passed the first ones because of the black. Ay, 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 ay. Let's see. So I like Rage more than the Fairies Band Centaurs, but I do like Nessian Ass more than Stoneshock Giant. No, I think we might be jumping into another color right now. Just kind of, sort of, mibbies. None of these cards matter, so I will cut a green card, actually. Anvil Rot Raptor, though. I might even need it because I'm going to be so low on playables. Like, depending upon what colors I actually end up being in. Wow, it's a late Divine Verdict. Borderline Minotaur, though, could go with these other two picks I have. I'm going to keep all my options open. I think Divine Verdict is that much stronger of a card that I want it. This is the only maybe playable card, but we're so hiding that. I might need the Guardians. Alright, so I'm evenly spread amongst 4 colors, and that's kind of the worst possible situation to be in. Plus note is I'm not playing blue, so there's no way I will consider a blue pick. We even have the makings of a red-white heroic deck. Portent, Hopeful Eidolon, you know, some cards here and there. So we'll have to see just what powerful cards are open in Pack 2 and what we end up sliding into. So Tessin Hero is actually not that amazing, but it is a 4/5. But I'm probably picking Voyaging Setter or Baleful Eidolon over either of those cards. So now it comes down to what am I more likely to play? I think I'd rather pay black than green because of my 2 strong removal spells. And all I have is a THS, which I can actually splash pretty well, which means I'm going to take the Eidolon over this Satyr. We don't have a strong red or white pick, which is actually good. And we are passing good green, which means we're kind of screwing ourselves to get into a solid black-green build in general. But I still think that's the right call in order to try to solidify at least into one color until we see what else is more open. Titan Strength is fine for red, but not taking it over the black that I already have. Alright. Ooh. Can't go blue, though. I already told myself that. Cannot go blue. A lot of great black cards, though, in this pack. We are also seeing another Hopeful Eidolon, which is perfectly fine, but since I don't know I'm white, even though I actually think I like my white as my best second color, even though black-white sucks, we're going to go ahead and just rocket out a black card here. I'm going to pass on Return Phalanx because I know I'm not going blue, even though it's perfectly fine as a 3/3 on its own, but I'd rather have the Mogus' Marauder. And I think you steal wins with this card. So I'm going to take it over Farika's Cure, even though I do like Farika's Cure. If I'm playing black, I already have 2 strong removal spells, so I'll take the Marauder, because I'm going to need really good black cards to flush that out. No good black here, but another nice removal spell in white. I could take the Return Phalanx, I could take Borderline Minotaur. Again, we're spread out. Green, of course, is being cut, which we anticipated. And I think I'm okay if I go base black if all I'm playing is like removal spells in white. I'm actually very okay with that. Problem is, I only have 3 cards that are black creatures that are good, so I do have to start paying attention to pieces like this Return Phalanx. But so yeah, it would just be safer just to take the Phalanx and then move forward, but I kind of like playing into the black-white thing. It's an unpopular, not popular? It's not popular, that strategy, which is for a reason, because it's weak, but if you get just the stronger versions of the cards and its colors, then it can actually be just fine. Farika's Cure or Burnished Heart is actually a tough choice here. Burnished Heart would be grand in order to get the Nessie Mask, which is super splashable and something that I do want. But Farika's Cure is on color. I want to solidify into a color, and we're kind of just going mono removal right now, and I'm actually okay with that. But I want to keep my eyes peeled for another Burnished Heart or like an Opaline Unicorn to splash this Nessie and Asp. So the Scholar of Athros is one of the cards in black-white that is absolutely insane, so I'm pretty fine grabbing it here. Could take advantage of Heliod, but I'm looking to probably be more black and with not a whole lot of devotion to white. And the Ordeal is also okay, but I'm not beating down, and this Ordeal is actually kind of the weakest because it's just the discard 2 cards. And I don't need a 2-drop at the moment that is an aggressive 2-drop. So Scholar's a little bit more what I'm in the mood for. Ooh, Sedge Scorpion really late. Very surprised by that. Not playing it. Or am I? on. Could take the Horizon Scholar as another splash. I mean, at this point, I've committed myself to black-white. It looks like red is the weaker of the cards that we're not playing. We're definitely not playing Agent of Horizons. It's this Asp to possibly splash. I don't think the Sedge Scorpion or the Courser are splashable enough. March of the Return we're not playing. I already have a Bronze Sable I don't want to be playing. Chain to the Rocks, if I were to splash into red, could be good, but I actually need a mountain to cast it on, so that's not cool. We're going to take the Horizon Scholar. I know I said I wasn't going to take any blue, but this is just like, if for some reason I want to splash this versus the Nessian Asp, which I don't plan on doing, like, at all. Could take the Chronicler of Heroes for the splash, but I think instead we'll just go and take a Scourge Mark. That's perfectly fine in a black deck. We just need more creatures. I'm going to hide my red, knowing that it exists. And we are playing super control-y with a lot of great removal spells. We have Cure, Eidolon, Downfall, 2 Divine Verdicts, and Sip of Hemlock. So if we just kill everything in sight, we're fine. I'll take the Unknown Shores here over a Setessan Battle Priest, because I don't really like it. We do have 8 creatures right now. I know it says 9, but one of these 2 are going to go. Yeah, a lot of them are dorky, but Unknown Shores will really help with this splash if we don't ever see the Unicorn or anything. So I will grab it over a not strong pick. I'll take the Setessan Griffin. If we end up splashing green, there's a super duper minor chance that I can get a double green online, and we don't want anything else in the packs. Minotaur I'll take just to have. Looks like red was the color to be in, by the way. Borderline Minotaur, the Slate is pretty good. Even Minotaur Skull Cleaver is fine. Take another Guardian, just in case I need it. Again, because I'm so light on playables. I'm not going to take a third over an Crow and Hoplite, which exists, because this card's insane and should not be here. Colossus of Akros! I've wanted to play this guy for so long. I'm just rare drafting, because I can sell it for, like, you know, a quarter. But there's no way these guys are in the decks. Alright, removal is strong, everything else is weak. That tends to be somewhat okay. Looks like I'm taking another Nessian Asp and solidifying myself with a green splash. I think it's powerful enough to where that's what I want to do. It means I'm going to have to prioritize grabbing an Opaline Unicorn or the other Unicorn, whatever one that one's called. Could just take the Traveler's Amulet to help with the Nessian Asp, but I'm going to actually hope to table this Duder. And even though Dawn's Onslaught is a very good card, even without the heroic stuff, I think Asp is just that much stronger, and we just take it here. God, another Asp. Unfortunately, having 3 Asps is not going to do me any good if I can't cast them, so I will take the Traveler's Amulet here. And there's no really good black-white cards. I don't think Triads of Fate is very good, especially how slow it is. I'd rather just be able to play my Asps with the Traveler's Amulet. Okay, a couple good cards here. I think I'll take the Hopeful Eidolon. I need a little bit more on the creature side to be doing things. Some power level here, but I think I actually have that with the Asps and Travis and Unknown Shores. And so being able to bestow on stuff, and I should get like 1 or 2, you know, some kind of playables here. And I don't need more removal spells with like Farika's Cure or anything. And these Bronze Tables Guardian Melees I'm hoping to trade out. I do want to return Phalanx, I guess, to, you know, continue to stay the late game. But I think Eidolon is good enough to where I want it. Again, I have plenty of removal. Yeah, it's just a good card. So I'm playing black-white in order to play Nessian Asps. That's what's happening. I will take the Phalanx Leader here. This card is good enough by itself in a non-dedicated heroic deck. And already having 2 Hopeful Eidolons, a Scourge Mark, and a Baleful Eidolon that I am playing means I'm perfectly okay with having a Phalanx Leader by itself. And again, we have removal, so we're okay there. I do think it's better than a Soldier of the Pantheon, and there's nothing else I want in the deck anyway. Battle-wise Valor or Ordeal. We're not looking to beat down, so the Ordeal is not awesome, but I did just pick up a Phalanx Leader. It could be right to take a Silent Artisan, even though I do have some 5-drops, but they're the splashed 5-drops. Chronicler of Heroes is shiny, and that's cool, and I am already splashing green, but I need a little bit more on the power level here. I really want to flesh out my 4s and 5s. We're at playables, kind of. I'm going to take the Ordeal. Probably not playing it. So maybe it is better just to take the Battle-Wise Valor. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take Battle-Wise Valor. My deck's not going to be a bashing with a bunch of different dudes, and if really I just want to trigger for my Phalanx Leader, let's just have a combat trick that I can also kill things with. Yeah, that seems much more appropriate. Cool. I'll take Observant Alciad. Again, we want more beef, but this is very fine. Perfectly A-okay. And I want it over the Cetizen Battle Priest for sure. Coordinated Salt. That's a good card. Alright, so black is officially all gone. I'll probably play the Silent Artisan. Wouldn't mind the Traveling Philosopher to upgrade from the Bronze Sables, but since I don't technically need it, we'll just, you know, add to our 5-drop slot. These are really good cards. God's Willing I want over Scourge Mark. Again, this is fine to trigger Phalanx Leader, but I'm not going to have a second Scourge Mark just to trigger that, whereas this can actually work as a combat trick removal spell, and also something that triggers Phalanx Leader. Warden might make it because of the curve. Don't know how relevant it's going to be in any matchup. Now we actually have a lot more white, so this Evangel of Heliod is fine. It's kind of what I need for the curve, and I don't want it over another Battle-Wise Valor. So, or I do want it over... I don't want a Battle-Wise Valor, is what I am trying to say. I'm going to cut this Dragon Mantle, because who cares about the rest? Same thing with the Crone Crusader. Hey, another Artisan. I'm not going to play both. No way. I will probably play the Battle Priest over 2 Bronze Sables. Alright. A bunch of dorky dudes with a bunch of removal, and then we splash Nessian Apps. So that is our game plan. Go long, stay alive, get an Asp online, win the game. Let's see how this deck actually gets built. Alright, here is our very mediocre start of a build with our creatures. Wow, this is a cluster deck, that's for sure. So, I am going to be running 17 lands plus the Traveler's Amulet for 18 total. If I need to, I'll cut down, depending on how the mana works out, but I think we'll actually be fine with that. We'll see in a second. So I get to decide what am I bringing in. That's 3 creatures I want because I have plenty of spells and removal pieces. I think we're just going to add little bits into the curve. So Cetizen Battle Priest because it's a little more defensive and suits up better with my Bestow guys, which I have 4 of, versus like a Bronze Sable. Scourge Mark, I don't think my deck's doing. I only have 1 good Heroic guy, and I have other ways to trigger Heroic. It's fine. We'll add another Guardian Releases because, again, it helps us stay alive, which I think is going to be more relevant than the Warden here, even though I don't have any 4-drops besides my Divine Verdicts. And then I'll bring in a Silent Artisan. I do have my Asps with Reach, 1 flyer here, and a bunch of removal for flyers. So I don't think I need the Cetizen Griffin. Since we're splashing green, it's going to be really hard to get you know, double green online. Now, if I am going ahead and doing 17 lands... Oops, hold on. I want you on. So I need to add 16 more. I have 2 sources of green already. I would love to have 4 total. Can I get away with 6 black? Heck no. And already playing 8 white is a little bit sketchy. Mind you, that's like 9, 10 white, and 6, 7, 8 black. So we can always fetch what we need at the time. But I definitely want at least 1 more black. Am I comfortable with just 3 forests sources for my 2 apps? It is late enough. They're 5-drops to where that should be okay. But keep in mind, this also means I have to add an extra, you know, cost to the casting cost. Yeah, I think because I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this Silent Artisan and just go ahead and add in an extra land. Because I want 7 swamps here. That'll help me play the Freakus Cure and Downfall a little bit cleaner. 9, maybe it actually is 8. Yeah, maybe we do 8 and 8. Yeah, the Phalanx Leader is kind of important, but I don't have so much white that it really matters, you know? And I do want to be able to play Freakus Cure here. So those are actually more important pieces to my deck than I think the Phalanx Leader is, to be honest. So that's 16, 17, 18, plus Traveler's Amulet. Shoot, I want an extra forest here, so that's not going to work. 16. I definitely want 2 forests for my asp here. So do I play... I guess we are back down to 7 swamps. Gosh, I really don't know. I think that's fine. I mean, these guys are going to be easier to add the Unknown Shores onto because they're smaller than, like, say, the Evangel or something. And I think I would rather have Phalanx Leader on curve. We're going to give it a try. I'm definitely not confident about this. I think I'm being super greedy for a very poor power level deck. I'd be surprised if this deck makes it to round 2. No matter what, though, could be fun. It's a little untraditional. Experiments, experiments.